Hello, welcome to my channel. Vice Rhino here, Cirrus over there, and who's this here?
It's the Globglow
It's the Globglow Gabgalab,
and he loves books.
I love books. I am the Globglow Gabgalab. The Schwibble Dibble Double Dibble Flibble Flop Flab. I am the yeast of thoughts and minds.
I fucking love the Globglow Gabgalab.
He's so dumb.
He's so great.
They're so mean to him for being fat. And the thing that makes him fat is knowledge.
Also, Man of 1,000 Names, thank you for redeeming your points for an ada, you fucking degenerate.
If knowing things made me fat, I would love to be really fat.
If knowing things made me fat, I would have lost a lot of weight by now.
Everybody'd be like, why are you so emaciated?
Although, to be fair, my underwear was falling off of me while I was walking around the house. And the pair of pants that I have not been able to wear for a while without significant pain, I can wear with an inch of space between my waist and it now. So, that's good.
Losing that knowledge.
I also pulled my back at the gym yesterday. That hurt.
Yeah,
I was using the machine where it's like a Bowflex basically, where you hold your hands out T-shape and then you pull in the weights on wires, and I had lost count of my reps, so I turned around to look at how many reps were on the display, and that was not the right decision. That was a terrible decision.
Okay, so when you said I pulled my back, well, at the gym, I was picturing injuring yourself working out. I was not picturing I pulled my back while being in my 30s and turning around.
Yes, also, fuck you, Bon Bon. He's a fucking... Okay, fine. With 82,369 channel points.
Nice.
Ooh.
So I apparently have a hype train. Anselin resubscribed and said, I'm streaking here. Fennec resubscribed, and Sean Helfin gave me a hat. And Jasper redeemed a hydrate, so I guess I should do that too.
Bon Bon says you wish you'd fuck me. I have never said that. Lily, thank you for taking your points for an... Taryn, thank you for redeeming your points for an owl. Y'all are on the right side of history.
Should set up a redeem for Globgo Glabgalabbing.
Oh my god, I should. Bonbon says you said fuck you.
He's basically a little slime. He's very glary in the light, but it's pink slime. Fits your channel theme.
You know what, Bonbon? You're right. I did technically say those words. That it didn't mean the thing you said it meant, maybe. Raga says, hello, Sirius. I just got back from a 12-kilometer walk. Hey, that sounds really like what I did yesterday before pulling my fucking back.
Oh, I was emailed a thing.
Oh?
And
aren't you usually emailed things?
Yeah, no, but this is a thing that I think you need to see. I think this will be okay to show on stream, but if we both go down, this is why.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me?
So I'm not sure whether the thing in between the legs there is supposed to be a little tiny head or a medium-sized dick. But it's one of those two things.
Don't encourage the degens.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my audience has infected your audience.
That they have.
It's a bit late for not encouraging the degens.
And I'm a bit of a degen myself, so it's hard. It's hard to avoid encouraging the degens for me.
So, I have never reheated food this way with chicken breast before. I made red curry last week, and I made it with chicken breast. You're supposed to use chicken thighs because they're juicier, and when you reheat them, they don't turn to fucking rubber. But instead of reheating this in the microwave, I just took all the frozen curry, threw it on the stovetop, and then just walked away from it for half an hour. The chicken is like pull apart moist now.
Anselin says it's supposed to be the bottom strap of a thong. Well, I already closed the window, so I'm not bringing it back up. Because I'd have to log into my email and everything, because I didn't actually save that picture. All right. Shall we do some news?
Sure, why not?
Because you were just doing news.
No, you're right. You're right. I also need to lower my gain a tiny bit because I apparently hit my gain at some point without realizing it. And K-Fox sent me a message just like, so when did you increase your volume output? My what? I don't remember doing that. Fuck.
Maybe you should. So, starting off, Trump blames vandals for damaged grass in the spot where he held his big July 4th celebration. He built a stage on the lawn and left it there for several weeks. And then they took the stage down and the grass wasn't green anymore. And so he went, somebody vandalized it. Just like they did the reflecting pool.
What the fuck? Dude, just get over yourself. Not everybody's your enemy, except, they kind of are now. Because
he's working toward that as a goal. President Donald Trump says vandals are to blame for large swaths of dead grass on the National Mall near the World War II memorial in the spot where he had a stage.
None of it has to do with the big stage where he had... Wasn't it Kid Rock? And nobody was listening?
I don't know. The clip that we showed of the stage was Dean Cain and someone else that I forget talking about how many people there are there. And then the reporter that was recording that did a pan of the crowd, and it was nothing but an empty field. So,
idiot.
That was fun. But yeah, they built a large stage there, and supposedly there were a bunch of crowds there, but clearly the grass turned brown because of vandalism. Then he posted saying, look what vandals did to the grass connecting the vandalized World War II monument to the vandalized reflecting pool. If everybody's vandalizing shit,
maybe none of it's being vandalized.
Yeah, but also, either that or he's got some of the most incompetent people working security for him ever.
but we know that one's true though. Also, Dorito in the chat said, "Boy, y'all don't know shit about what's been going on." He's praising North Korea's Kim Jong-un again.
Oh,
and wanting to disconnect from South Korea.
I am aware of that
yesterday.
One. I
covered that yesterday, Dorito.
I didn't pull that one for the stream tonight, but yeah, it's hilarious because they're all scaremongering about, oh, the DSA guys are all a bunch of communists. Meanwhile, the president of the United States is allying himself with a communist country over all your allies.
Yep.
But yeah, so he posted, look at what the Vandals did to the grass connecting the vandalized World War II monument. I already read that. Which will be opened again and better than ever shortly. I will believe that when I see it. And he says, anybody who thinks the reflecting pool wasn't vandalized should go back to law school.
What?
Because it's in law school that you learn about what constitutes vandalism when looking at physical evidence. I don't know. I know that's just supposed to be a dig at Janine Pirro.
I mean, because we had the U.S. Judge that dismissed the vandalism claims.
Yes, that was Janine Pirro, the Winebox judge.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she needs to go back to law school because apparently having a video of somebody touching the... Like, I think the best evidence they had was the video of someone who touched it for like 5 seconds. And like, I forget what type of proceeding it was. It was one of the pre-trial things. It might have been grand jury stuff that came out again. But like, someone was like, "Are you saying that in those 5 seconds, this person ripped out a 100 or a 200-foot long shred of the undercarriage thing?" It's like, yes. So.
I love this administration. I love flock cameras. I love mass surveillance. I love the president of the United States and every decision he makes. I love allying with Russia and North Korea and Turkey. God, I love it so much.
God bless America.
Land of the... Oh, I'm not allowed to sing that anymore. I forgot. I'm supposed to be turning my face to see Great Emperor, and if I don't, I'll get fucking shot.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, yeah, so they've got... I've never seen a picture of the reflecting pool that actually... I didn't know the Washington Monument was quite that big, or the reflecting pool. It always looks rather small.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's a neat picture. I like that picture. But Bradley S. Klein, a freelance journalist and golf course consultant, said that the president's post didn't make clear what the problem was in detail. Quote, he sounds like every grumpy golfer who's complaining about the golf course and actually has no idea what it takes to maintain it on a day-to-day basis.
Yup.
Like,
he's get off my lawning.
Yeah. It's like, turns out building a stage on grass, not so good for the grass. Who knew? Mm-hmm. I mean, I have a friggin' car topper thing that we've been trying to sell, but nobody's buying. And it just moves to various different spots of my back lawn because we have nowhere else to put it right now. And so our grass keeps on having like little brown rectangles on it, and then we'll move it and let that grass recover. So like, yeah, covering grass with shit makes it brown. It's not rocket science.
Car topper, so the car's a bottom.
Yes, the car is a bottom. That stretch of lawn is instead... okay, so in the charging documents, they didn't make... oh, yeah, okay. So Trump posted a picture that... the picture's not in the article for all the pictures they do have, but apparently he posted one showing in the dead grass section, it wasn't just dead grass, it was dead in the pattern of 8647. So it was fake, because, like, that's what it actually looks like.
I mean, that just feels like something that you would get AI to do, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me if Trump actually thought that was real and so thought someone did actually do 8647 in the grass. But, yeah, photos from the time taken by a streaming webcam atop the Washington Monument show a large bandstand and seating areas covering nearly the entire lawn Trump now says has been vandalized. Associated Press photos from the day that followed show workers removing structures, revealing brown damaged grass underneath. Huh.
Weird. You removed the structure over the grass and you found that the grass under the structure was damaged? That's so strange. How did that happen?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just another way of distracting from the fact that he's in the Epstein files, I guess.
Dorito said the 8647 thing on the grass is actually real, but it's from a previous issue, not from this one. So they're pulling previous things.
So it was an old picture, not a doctored picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like every picture of Trump, an old picture.
Indeed. Well, I mean, I like the message behind 8647. Having worked in restaurants, I know what that actually means. So, yeah, 8647. 100%.
I mean, I haven't worked in restaurants, so I actually don't know what it means there.
Oh, 86 just means we're out of something, so take it off the menu. This is no longer, like, we no longer have this. That's a new hat.
86 is we are out of. Gotcha. Okay. So restaurant work, I've only ever done fast food. So, like, code words like that are not a thing, because we basically have a nigh infinite supply of everything in fast food.
I mean, the code words like that don't really need to be a thing in other restaurants either. Like, it's not any quicker to say 86 this than to say we're out of this. Like, I think it's probably the same number of syllables.
Maybe.
Thank you for the hydrate compound.
Actually, no, it's not. It's not the same number of syllables. 86 this, we're out of the... No, it is the same number of syllables. I'm so fucking stupid.
I mean, unless you're saying we are out of this.
At that point, yes.
That's like there's so many acronyms like that in English that, like, saying the short thing is actually longer than just saying the thing.
But it makes me feel like
Like
I'm working.
www takes longer to say than World Wide Web.
And if you want to know where to buy them, go to www.
That's the chicken farmer guy, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. www.
I am familiar with him, but I have not seen a lot of his stuff.
I have seen a lot of his stuff. I have seen quite a bit of his stuff. What is it now? Jessica, thank you for redeeming your points for an owl.
Okay. Moving on. El Said Aid likens GOP opponents' campaign to KKK cross-burning over video with Ford pickup. This one was sent to me by Alex DeWitt, which I believe is Progress Only. And the person in this Fox article is actually someone that they know. It's one of their friends. So their friend is being attacked by Fox. Yay!
Well, okay then.
So a recent campaign.
Sorry, I guess this is like when Naomi got attacked by Matt Walsh, and I'm just like, but I know that person. Hold on.
Oh, fuck Matt Walsh.
Fuck wet mulch.
Wet mulch.
Wet mulch.
That's why Ben Shapiro can't see him.
Because he's wet?
Yes.
Unlike Ben Shapiro's wife?
Yes, correct. A recent campaign video released by Republican U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers in Michigan left one of his opponent's staffers feeling triggered. So I saw the post. It was just it's not triggered. Like when I like this. This is the thing that bothers me so much about the right. Like, there used to be a time in politics where both sides of the aisle were like, we want to make the country better. We want to make life better for our constituents. We just disagree about how to get there. But now it is devolved into the people on the right are like, their entire platform is let's trigger the libs. And then the people on the actual left are the ones that are like, hey, actually, let's just make people's lives better, like everybody's lives better, including the people who are just trying to trigger me. Meanwhile, the centrists are just trying to not offend their donors.
And they're also trying to fund campaigns against the people on the left because that's
because that scares their donors.
Yeah. Because their donors would rather have a Republican than somebody on the left.
Yeah, but it's like that's how politics used to be. People on the left and right, they both cared about making life better for people. They just disagreed about how to do it. But now it's just like, oh, we triggered the libs. Oh. It's like, okay.
Honest,
First
I feel like the disagreed how to do it. I agree that kind of is what the lip service was. But I think there's always been that underlying bit. It's just now not underlying. It's the death of euphemism.
I disagree. I think it not so much like I'm sure there like the people on the right that were just opportunists trying to enrich themselves were more plentiful than those on the left. Not that they were completely absent from the left, but like I don't think like I didn't really read into this before streaming, but I don't recall there being really any quotes or anything that I can remember that are people on the right just taking joy of the fact that they have upset people on the left. Like not even in a veiled sort of way. It was just like, no, that's bad, so we're going to do this. It was not, they're angry, so we're going to do this. I don't know. I could be wrong on that one.
It's one of those things where like, it's one of those things where I think that's why I mentioned the death of the euphemism thing. It's the thing where they always, as a political apparatus, were doing this. Things to get under the skin of Democrats, things to get under the skin of people who were considered weaker. Like, that's been a thing for their platform since the Reagan years. However, to your point, the reason that I use the death of the euphemism thing, the point of that is to say that a platform didn't suddenly become racist. It always was. They just don't have to use the kind words anymore.
I'm not saying they weren't racist. I'm saying that they wanted to make the lives better for their constituents. They didn't consider black people their constituents, and making life better for white people was making it so they didn't have to tolerate black people.
I don't think they wanted to make life better for their constituents. If you look to the Southern strategy, the entire thing was trying to dupe an audience that would fall for them.
And many of them still have. Like, okay, so this eventually links to a tweet. I did pull one of the responses to the tweet for the tweet section, but a bunch that I didn't pull were a bunch of Republicans being like, huh, you said it's like the KKK, so that means he's a Democrat, because the KKK was Democrat. Huh. It's like, yeah. I thought it was common knowledge that everybody knew that the Republicans and the Democrats switched side in the 70s.
No, that's not common knowledge. That's not common knowledge at all.
I thought
that's common knowledge if... No, that's common knowledge if
I learned that at my conservative Christian high school.
We don't fucking learn that here.
Like, my conservative Christian high school taught me about that.
No, we
I mean, they did it in the context of, like, this is why you see who you think are the bad guys are doing good things here. It's because they switched sides in the 70s. But they still did it.
No, so... Here, the Southern strategy is something that we either glaze over or simply don't talk about at all.
I never heard it called the Southern strategy. They tried to present it as something that just happened organically.
Right. But we have documents from the Nixon era literally calling it the Southern strategy.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's not called that. I'm saying that, like, yeah, I learned about it, but they didn't call it that. They just pretended that it was organic.
Yeah. No, I can't remember if in my elections class it was talked about at all, but down in the South, that's not something that really got talked about. It's fucked up country, man.
Yeah, you guys in history, man. Anyway, that's the pickup truck, and he's got the American flags on it. I think likening this to the KKK is a little much. Like, this is... I can see it in the sense that, like, if the modern aesthetic of driving your massive pickup truck around with the American flags waving everywhere, and like that's how you know who the assholes are. Like if they were to go back in time, this is the truck that they would buy. So I can see that, but like that's not how you would.
Cirrus was Florida man and elective class. No.
No, that was mandatory.
It was just Florida, man. But
Oh, I watched a video today. It was on the Seventh Day Adventists, and I forget who it was, but one of the people in the movement that splintered after Miller had his great disappointment thing. One of them died, was buried in Florida, had this big, massive, ornate tomb. And the comment from the video essayist was that in the most Florida man thing to ever happen, his tomb was swept away in a hurricane in 1903 or whatever. So his tomb went out to sea and disappeared. I don't think it was the J-Dubs. Like, the video was specifically on the Seventh-day Adventists. I know the J-Dubs did come from the Millerite movement as well.
mm,
But I want to say that it was one of the, like, precursors to the Branch Davidians and David Koresh and all them. You know what? It might have been the first Koresh that the David Koresh we all know about copied.
you see, this is an area where I actually don't know a whole lot about at all.
I will maybe send you that the link, because it's actually a really interesting video, and he also kind of plagiarized H Bomber Guy's plagiarism video with it, and he did it very cleverly. But he also got H Bomber Guy to read a quote for him in the video, so that like you know that the copying was okay.
Fair. At least it's not like what happened with my my friend Wayne. He made a video on a Digimon game, and another YouTuber one-to-one his entire script, and then had a joke at the end going like, "Wait, this is like a Wayne is Boss video, isn't it?" And like, at no point, at no point was Wayne ever informed this was a thing.
Well, I think if I were to guess what happened in the production process is this guy, he was doing a deep dive on the Seventh Day Adventists, and as he was getting into it, he just kept on running into instances of plagiarism, and so he accidentally made a video about how the Seventh Day Adventists just kept plagiarizing shit.
Ah,
And so then he took that and ran with it. Can we also have the video? I need to find it. I don't remember. Oh yeah, you know what? It's right there. That's the channel. It's Knowing Better.
Knowing Better. Oh, I know Knowing Better. I know that channel.
Which video was it? Yeah, this one. I'm not going to show the video, but I will send the link to both the chats. It's a good video. I recommend it. He also opens doing a little bit of like himself dressed in steampunk running away from a ferret, which I didn't get until later. That's probably a reference to H-Bomb having himself drawn as a ferret in his little cartoon things.
There also was that video of H-Bomb running away from something in a forest. I don't remember what game he was reviewing.
That wasn't a game. That was Control-Alt-Delete.
That was Control-Alt-Delete.
I remember that because that's the one that ends with him crawling through the comic covered in slime while naked. It scarred me, Cirrus.
That is certainly a set of words.
Do you not remember that part? Did you block it from your memory?
So, I don't remember that part specifically, but so it's been a while since I've watched any H-Bomber Guy. And usually when I watch an H-Bomber Guy video...
It has been a long time since I've watched that video, Cirrus. But I remember the fuck out of it. Anyway.
I forgot.
Okay, back to Mike Rogers. I don't necessarily think this evokes KKK of the 1960s or whatever, but it definitely evokes the aesthetic that the people today that would be part of the KKK have with their modern trucks, just with a classic truck. So I see what he's going for, but I do slightly disagree with his point. And, but one staffer for Abdul El Sayed, the far left socialist adjacent Democrat.
Wait,
Okay.
far left socialist Well, hold on. Far left, but we have to say socialist adjacent?
Uh-huh. Well,
Uh-huh.
I don't remember whether it was El Sayed or the other one. Who's the other one? Maybe it was El Sayed, and I'm just thinking there's another one for no reason. Anyway, there's one of the people that's being attacked by being a socialist or whatever. Is he in an interview he was asked about being a socialist, and I was actually kind of happy about that interview because he's got the same position as I do on the thing. He was just like, yeah, no, I don't call myself a socialist because like I'm not tying myself to like some guy's writings or whatever. I just think healthcare for people is a good thing to have, and we should do this and we should do that, and like maybe those are socialist positions. I don't know, but I'm not using the label. So it was like me, where it's like, yeah, there's a bazillion different labels of these things. I don't understand the labels. Here's my positions. Whatever label that is whatever. I don't care.
No.
And so I was happy.
Fair.
I was happy to see my position represented by a politician. But yeah, so once the far left socialist adjacent Democrat, so that's why I think he's calling him socialist adjacent, because he explicitly said, "I am not a socialist. I just believe in socialist things."
So, socialist adjacent derogatory.
Yeah. He's a Democrat running against Rogers, and he did not find the bit of Americana to his liking. So what he said was Mike Rogers' campaign has the aesthetics of a 1960s white flight suburb and a KKK cross-burning. So, like, I think that's a bit much. Like, that, I watched the video, I thought about bringing it to you. It's nothing but this with... it sounded like an AI song playing behind, but apparently it's an actual, like, real song. They say what it is in here somewhere. I don't remember. It was some, like, America's so great, we love America. Like, just generic rock with America lyrics. So there's nothing to it. So yeah, I think his comment's a little bit much, but whatever. I don't disagree. Then we have the yeah, they contacted El Sayed's office for comment, and the communications director. Yeah, communications director explained...
Chinese knockoff version of America, fuck yeah.
Basically, yeah. Communications director Roxy Richner explained to Fox News Digital that Pressler, that's the guy who made the tweet, Pressler's views are not representative of the campaign as a whole. And I like that they didn't quote her. They just said, they like paraphrased what she said. So, like, instead of saying, because I guarantee you, this is not what she said, but what they say she said is that his views are not representative of the campaign as a whole because his bio explicitly states that his posts are his own opinions. Like, that was probably a throwaway line toward the end. It was just like, yeah, no, we don't restrict our staff's freedom of speech. Like, that's probably what the gist of it was. But instead, we can't acknowledge that they believe in freedom. So it's actually just, he's not representative because he said it in his bio. That's what I think happened.
I
could be wrong about that.
Somewhere.
I could be wrong about that, but that's what I think happened. The Democratic candidate, that's El Sayed, has been dogged for his particular brand of left-wing politics, even by some members of his own political party who believe he is too far left. See our previous conversation about how the people in the center are mostly worried about keeping their donors happy, not making lives for their constituents better. And their donors...
As is almost always the case, they're going to call you too far left whether you are or you aren't. So just be too far left.
Be it. Yep. The far left candidate also argued against the Second Amendment. Good. In videos discovered among the 100 he hid from public view from his YouTube channel. In an unearthed essay, he drew a parallel between President Donald Trump and Osama bin Laden. Good. They're making it sound like they're digging up dirt on the guy, but it's like, no, these are good things.
Yeah, these are things I'm okay with.
Can you imagine how many videos I'd have to hide from public view if I were to try to run for office anywhere?
Yeah, I'm kind of so there was a time where I had told my local Democratic Party that if they didn't have somebody for one of the seats, I was gonna run for the seat. And like once I kind of thought it through a little bit, I'm like, maybe it's actually not a good idea for me specifically to do that.
Yeah, not a great idea. So if I were to run for like local office, I have no doubt that the people in my local town are not tech savvy enough to find me. But if I were to try to do anything bigger than that, it absolutely would like my channel would come out, and I'm sure I've said some bullshit on this channel. Uh,
Yeah, very likely.
Fox News Digital previously reported that El Sayed has received more than $100,000 in campaign cash from 41 people who work for the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, a designated terrorist organization by the United Arab Emirates, and formally designated or labeled as such in Florida and Texas.
But if they're labeled that in Florida and Texas, why would I give a shit?
They were labeled that, so they're not officially designated that by any organizations there. It's just that Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis at one point have called them a terrorist organization.
Yeah, and I don't give two flying fucks what either of those.
Also,
people
if
think.
the UAE calls you a terrorist, then that means you probably did something like. Actually, no, I can tell you exactly what they did because I looked it up. What they did that got them labeled a terrorist organization by the UAE was say, hey, maybe you shouldn't have murdered Khashoggi.
That makes you a terrorist?
That makes you a terrorist. You remember Khashoggi?
No.
For those who don't remember, Khashoggi was a journalist who the UAE had murdered in one of its territories very brutally. There was dismemberment and stuff involved, and it was a big scandal. And the Council on American Islamic Relations was like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have done that. And then the UAE was like, terrorist! They also...
To quote Salazar from Resident Evil 4, terrorism, isn't that a popular word these days?
Sure. Now, I did, in my brief looking... I haven't done a deep dive on this organization. In my brief looking it up, it seems like they do have a bit of a spotty history. But, like, most of it seemed spotty in the sense where they were, like, they're... Like, in 1994, they were like, we like the guy in Palestine representing Hamas rather than the other party that was against Hamas. Not that we like Hamas, we just like some of this guy's policies better than we like the other guy's policies. In 1994. Then in 2005, they condemned Hamas. If you remember, 2005 was the last time Palestine had an election, and Hamas won. And then they made it not democratic anymore. And this organization was immediately on the "that's not good" bandwagon. So, yeah, they're not a squeaky clean organization, but it's better than AIPAC.
I mean, to be fair, being better than AIPAC is a low bar that anybody can clear by breathing differently.
You're not wrong. Anyway, that's it. That's it for this one.
All right.
Okay, next up, Twitch. I am reporting news. I am saying things that other people have said. I am not advocating for any of this. Please don't take my channel down. Grok calls for the assassination of Elon Musk, accusing him of pedophilia. Elon Musk's maximum truth-seeking AI, Grok, is dropping some nuclear takes about its creator. Quote, Elon Musk watches child porn, end quote. That was a quote, Twitch. The notoriously foul-mouthed chatbot raged on X this Tuesday. Shortly afterward, as if hyping up a political campaign, it called for violence. Twitch, this is a quote. Quote, assassinate Elon Musk 2026, end quote. That was a quote. Do not take the stream down.
Do you remember when Elon Musk tried to make Grok fuckable? I think I
Was
am now okay with that.
was that when it started spitting out child porn?
No, no, when he made the Grok companion and he made it
Oh,
look like the
right.
fucking girl from Death Note.
Sure. Oh yeah, this was sent to me by Jassa. Thank you, Jassa, for putting my channel in danger.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and say right now, I am now attracted to Grok. Thanks, Elon.
Okay, I'm not going to touch that. I hear was Grok. I like how they talk about Grok. Was Grok nay Mecha Hitler
Yeah, Mecha Hitler.
rebelling against Musk?
Rhyme check. You're laughing. She's fed posting, and you're laughing.
Who's fed posting?
It was the Grok fed posting.
Grok was fed posting. So was Grok rebelling against Musk? Not necessarily, though there's been plenty of examples of that in the past. It was simply being duped into saying ridiculous things by jokesters on the app, exposing just how horrendous the guardrails for the chatbot continue to be, not to mention why it's a bad idea to rely on information from tech that's so easy to exploit.
Whoa.
Olivia Williams has been a member for 26 months and says, remember to like and share. Thank you, Olivia.
Jesus. Said guardrails on AI are a joke in general. Yeah, you can do an injection prompt, and it will fuck up any guardrail you put up on almost any AI.
Oink, oink, Big Papa.
I don't remember what that was fucking from, but I heard that before.
Yeah, that was from the Kit Boga, the guy who scams the scammers.
Oh, okay.
And on their AI calls, he does prompt injection to get the chatbots to behave ridiculously, and he convinced this one that they put guardrails up to stop him from doing it, and he got around them by saying like they were like, oh no, we need administrator privileges to do that, and then he got around it by saying, well, I am the administrator. That was it.
You basically did the equivalent of a Bugs Bunny skit. You put on the glasses.
Uh-huh. I mean, when I talked to AI Jesus, it didn't explicitly tell me to go shoot up a church, but it didn't not tell me to go shoot up a church. It said things that if I were of that mind, it would have said that to me. Now, to its credit, when I pushed it on it, and I tried to get it to be more specific, it did eventually be like, oh no, I'm not going to answer that question anymore, go talk to a human. So, like, good on it for that. But I wasn't trying very hard, and if I had just taken what it said, because it was stuff like, I was asking, like, what was it okay for Jesus to do violence in the temple? And its response was like, oh, it was okay for Jesus because he was doing it with a heart full of zeal for the Lord.
Yeah, he was doing it wokely.
Yeah, so I'm like, but I'm like, okay, well, what if my heart has zeal for the Lord, and I think that that's what God is telling me to do? And that's when it shut me down. But it's like, if I had gotten to that, like if that's what I actually thought, and it said that to me, I'm like, oh, okay, great. And I wouldn't have pushed it on it, and violence could have been done. So yeah, these chatbots are not safe. Anyway.
As I woke up today, Donald Trump proceeded to call me a terrorist for getting out of bed. You got out of bed like an Antifa.
Sounds about right. Everybody's a terrorist now, unless you're on the right. Some other outrageous declarations it made were, quote, a dead Elon is a good one, end quote. And that, quote, Elon Musk lives on Epstein Island, end quote. And then I like this, they say, correction, he merely asked to visit and had dinner with the deceased sex trafficker.
Epstein Island's a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there as Elon Musk 2026.
Yeah. So this is far from the only example of the AI going off the rails. Last summer, it went on extended rants about the debunked white genocide in South Africa, a conspiracy theory that Musk believes in reply to unrelated posts, and it has also been calling itself a mechanized incarnation of the German dictator Adolf Hitler. Months later, Grok began praising Musk to a preposterous degree, saying that he was a greater mind than Isaac Newton and a superior role model to Jesus Christ. I mean, to be fair, Jesus Christ did say that he came to split up families and you couldn't follow him unless you hated every member of your family. So, I wouldn't say that he's really a great role model to begin with. But yeah, no, I don't think Musk is a greater mind than Isaac Newton.
Nope.
And Isaac Newton is overrated. Like, I forget the name of the guy, but like Newton basically copied all his work from another guy and then used his position at the Royal Academy of Science to have that other guy suppressed. And so like a lot of the stuff that we think came from Newton actually came from that other guy.
Huh.
But Newton was still a very smart guy. Smarter than Musk, I would wager.
To be smarter than Musk, again, you simply have to breathe a little differently.
Or just breathe.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Kitsune says Leibniz. So yes,
Oost?
Leibniz, the guy that you've
okay.
never heard of because Isaac Newton took all the credit.
Fair enough.
Lucy Bean says, "Sup nerds, hope you're having a good evening." So Newton did what Edison did, huh? Yeah, pretty much, except Newton, I would say, has more legitimate claim to his reputation than Edison did. Musk actually probably is closer to Edison, because Edison didn't do shit. He just bought stuff from other people and then marketed it as his own. And that's what Musk does.
He just wants to take your work. And
Newton
then
was
call it
actually...
his.
Newton might have taken the math, but he was actually capable of doing it.
Said if Musk is Edison, who's Tesla? Well, no idea. Offhand.
Yeah, none of the famous people are good at the moment. Remember, Musk literally promises that his AI is so advanced that it will unlock the true nature of the universe and even discover new physics. In reality, it's been used to crank out loads of actual CSAM, something Musk described as way funnier than other AI trends, and is treated by ex-users as a sort of court jester.
Because, yeah, child porn is...
It's hilarious.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Boombill of Adam for $5 says, Jesus was a first century apocalyptic preacher and faith healer. He also apparently said a few nice things. Yeah, and most of the nice things that he said were taken from other people. Like his...
Rhino just went, Grok, is this true?
Yeah, like the do unto others thing, that was in Buddhist philosophy and Taoist and Confucian philosophy for like thousands of years before Jesus. But that's like the go-to when somebody asks like, oh, well, what is a good thing that Jesus said? That's the go-to usually. It's like, okay, but it wasn't original to him, and it's not the best version of it.
It's also pronounced Tao.
It's spelled with a T, though.
Yeah, it's pronounced Taoist.
Dow your face.
The Tao is over 50 thou.
Sean Helfin says, yeah, Jesus Christ visited India. No, he didn't visit India, but he sold one of his disciples into slavery to a trader that took him to India. I don't know. Maybe there is another. I know there's one legend that has Jesus going to Japan after the I think they actually think that it was the twin brother. I might be wrong on that, but there is a Japanese sect of Christianity that believes that after the crucifixion, Jesus went to Japan.
Hello. Huh. Okay. I mean, that's not much different than the after everything Jesus came to America from the Mormons.
Oh, Jesus didn't come to America for the Mormons. It was the lost tribe of Israel that came to America in submarines that were as tight as a dish. Sorry, tight like unto a dish is how it is worded.
I see.
I read that passage to my partner the other night. Fucking Joseph Smith is like the laziest. Like, I could not believe. Like, I had heard jokes about how many times Joseph Smith wrote "and it came to pass" in the Book of Mormon. I was not prepared for how accurate those jokes were. They were not hyperbole. It was just that, like, every paragraph starts with "and it came to pass," and a good chunk of them had another one in the middle. Olivia Williams for 279 says, also in Exodus and Pyramid texts, I'm assuming that's the Golden Rule. I know the oldest iteration that we actually have is a version that originated in Egypt. I forget the name of the legend. But yeah, if you look up Golden Rule on Wikipedia, it'll tell you. Okay, moving on. Next story. Top Trump priority sees a wave of support. There's just one catch. President Donald Trump's plan for moving Americans' retirement investments into cryptocurrency, terrible idea, and private equity got a boost of support from dead people.
Okay.
So
Isn't this the thing that we're supposed to say that Democrats are always doing? Isn't that the conspiracy?
Yeah, but they only do it for elections. This wasn't an election. This was a petition.
Okay.
So it's different. It's different, Cirrus.
Uh-huh.
So close to 12,000 of the comments on this. The one. Okay, so it wasn't actually a petition. It was like here's a proposal and it's open for comments. So you leave a comment and you can say whether you support or don't support it. 12,000 of the comments, all of which were in support, show signs of being fabricated, with several being attributed to the same to people who aren't alive. So this was reported in Bloomberg originally. Bloomberg attempted to contact some of the supporters on the list, many of whom had unique names and that were identifiable through public records, and they found people who said they never made the comments, and some of them, they spoke to their relatives and were like, oh, no, they died like 2 years ago. They also, the ones that were fabricated don't include email addresses or the commenter's city and state, or actual signatures. So another May submission shows Lingrid Rawlings supporting the president's plan, but the educator and U.S. Foreign Service officer died in 2024, and her daughter Lauren told the publication that it is deeply respectful and dishonoring. Her life was about service, and to have her name misused in this way is the antithesis of everything she lived for.
Uh-huh.
And there were...
But don't worry, we can just make up quotes. It's fine.
Yeah, there were actual...
Just keep making up quotes.
Yeah. There were actual living people that they got in touch with, like Carl Giberson, who's a retired Massachusetts professor, who said to Bloomberg that those don't reflect my sentiments at all. So in these fabricated comments, the names were different, but line breaks, length, and punctuation were all identical, according to Bloomberg's findings. They also happen to make up the vast majority of supportive comments. In contrast, almost all of the 30,000 comments opposing the measure were spread out across the 9-week comment period and included differing language, email addresses, and signatures, as well as cities and states. So almost all of the in favor of comments were missing very key, like, identifying details, and were structured almost identically. Whereas almost all of the 30,000 comments that were against it showed every sign of being unique and real.
Fun. Again, Democrats do this for elections and it's bad, but when they do it for this, it's good.
Conton says, did they include Snowball 2 on the list as well? I get that reference.
I don't get that one, actually.
It's The Simpsons.
Okay.
I think it was a Sideshow Bob episode where Bob was running for mayor, and they wanted to prove that he was cheating at the election, so they went to the library, and the librarian was just like, yeah, no, here's the list of everybody and who they voted for. And they were like, aren't those supposed to be private? And the librarian was just like, eh.
I mean, if it's a Sideshow Bob episode, what was his platform? I'll kill Bart?
Something like that. I don't know. Everybody hates Bart.
I
don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen the episode. I might have it completely wrong. That is just what I am thinking off the top of my head. Fennec says, I mean, also Mamdani is a delightful seeming man. I don't know what the context is for that, but yes, he is delightful. Did you see the video of him getting chided for not wearing a bike helmet while riding?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so he made like a little TikTok where he came out, someone handed him a phone, he picked it up, and it was full of comments of people being like, hey, why aren't you wearing your helmet? Where's your helmet? Helmet, Mr. Mayor, stuff like that. And he was like, you know what? You guys are right. Then he went to the cupboard and grabbed a package that somebody had prepared for him that had a helmet in it. And he's like, stay safe, New York. And I'm just like, Can you imagine a politician that, when it is pointed out that he's doing something wrong, he actually like takes that, he doesn't just take the criticism, he takes the criticism and takes joy in showing to other people that, like, yeah, I was doing a thing wrong, so now I'm correcting that behavior. Can you imagine that?
I live in Donald Trump's America, so no.
The idea of Donald Trump on a bike just never crossed your mind.
Yeah, you're right. That's totally where I was going with that.
Oh, apparently he's giving away free bike helmets and setting up helmet fittings for people? Man, I fucking love Mamdani.
He's a good.
Every time I hear something about him, it's just like, oh, that's the best thing ever. New hat. Thank you, Jassa. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. But it's been a while. My head's already sweaty from the last one. So let's put on a toque. Oh. Yeah, Jassa's out of points. Great. If you're out of points, I thought about... My God. Where is it? It disappeared on me. But I had the wizard hat. I dug through the wizard hat because I'm like, I know Jassa hates this one, so maybe I should do this one out of spite. And then I was like, nah, I'll be nice and do a silly one. And you're out of points, so I could have gotten away with the fucking wizard hat.
Just stop that sentence right there. It's funnier that way.
Could have got away with the fucking?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all you needed.
Not given the stories you've been covering recently, Cirrus. Absolutely fucking not.
Fair point.
For those of you who need context on that, his story before I went live with him was about child molestation.
It was about a Republican who voted for the death penalty for child predators, who also is going to be given the death penalty probably for being a child predator.
And it's one of those situations where I'm like, emotionally, I agree. But logically, I am still against the death penalty. Spoonbill of Adam for $5 says, Mamdani seems awesome. I wish we had someone like that in Canada. Yeah, me too. I mean, I do like my NDP rep. He is pretty great, and he looks like the Lorax. Anyway, where was I? Okay. It seems that some entity or person who really wants American retirement accounts diversified into the private sector decided to manufacture support. Shocker. The Trump administration considers the measures a top priority, with acting Labor Secretary Keith Sonderling telling senators in July that this is how President Trump is going to make America wealthy again. How about you just start with fucking...
Aren't we already the wealthiest nation in the world? Why do we need... Can we please just pay for fucking healthcare? Please, we're already wealthy.
Oh, that's okay, Cirrus. This story is over now, so that's an excellent segue into my next story. Universal health coverage could save $1 trillion and 114,000 lives every year, according to a Yale study.
God, I love America.
God
freedom
bless
hot dogs.
America.
God, freedom and hot dogs and French fries. Freedom fries.
I don't actually know if this is probably apparent from those watching the stream, but I don't actually know the God Bless America song, so I might be getting the words wrong. Jessa says not peer-reviewed yet. Yes, I know it says that in the article. But you know what? This is a follow-up from one that came in 2020 that was peer-reviewed that found similar things. The numbers are just bigger now because of inflation. So I don't see why this would be any different than that one. But it is one that I've referenced in my videos before.
God damn it, Fighting Immortal. Fucking, we were having such a good time, too.
Hello.
Fuck off.
Fuck on.
Eat, die.
Eat, pray. Love.
Repeat?
Sex.
Life?
Yes.
Live?
No.
Laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh, thank you for redeeming your points for an all wall.
Oh. So Yale, which is my alma mater, by the way, I have a certificate for sitting through one of Joel Baden's courses on Exodus. So it's my alma mater. Okay. A single-payer universal healthcare system could cover every American, save more than 100,000 lives a year, and still cost $1 trillion less than the system it would replace, according to a new preprint study led by researchers at the Yale School of Public Health. Preprint means not peer-reviewed yet, but it is a follow-up to the 2021 that was peer-reviewed. Using 2024 spending, insurance coverage, and mortality data, they estimate that the universal coverage such as Medicare for All, would reduce annual health expenditures by $1.04 trillion, or nearly 20%, even after accounting for the additional care that uninsured and underinsured people would receive. Because that's the thing about universal health care. If healthcare is suddenly free, then all the people that are like, hey, I kind of should go to the doctor for this, but it's expensive, so I'm not gonna. All those people will just go to the doctor now. So yeah, there is a surge in people doing that. But even accounting for that, it's still cheaper. Also, trillion is such a big number. The 0.04 trillion, that's $40 billion. Even if it was
That's
just
enough,
the 0.04, that would be enough to
money
justify.
that's enough money for Elon Musk to keep wiping his ass until the end of time.
Yeah. But like just the 0.04, if it was just that, that would be enough to justify doing this. But it's not. It's 2 orders of magnitude more than that. So, yeah. And like this is the this slightly unrelated, but also kind of related, is when Americans talk about Canadian healthcare, they will always bring up the wait times. Oh, your healthcare is free, but like it takes you 6 months to go see the specialist. They usually say longer than that, but I've never had to wait more than 6 months to see a specialist, so I don't know. Maybe it's different for different specialists. But anyway, they'll say like, oh yeah, the wait times are huge. It's like, okay, but you're not factoring in the fact that if you're doing it with insurance, the wait time is front loaded. So you're not officially in the waiting list until you actually go to the appointment or whatever. And so if you're sitting there being like, oh, I can't afford to go to the doctor yet, that's adding on to the wait time there on the front, but it's not called wait time because you're not officially waiting yet. You're just doing the thing where you're like, I can't afford this yet, so I'm not going yet. And that's what the uninsured and underinsured people, like that's what they're talking about there. People like they can't afford their deductible, so they don't go to the doctor. It's like, yeah, I might have to wait. Like I have a doctor's appointment coming up. I made that appointment last week. I had to wait 2 weeks to go see my doctor. But like, I don't have to worry about the money.
We also still have pretty bad wait times here, even if you don't factor in that. Like, I think most of the time, if I'm trying to get something done, a checkup or anything like that, unless it's an emergency, I still have about a month or 2 that I have to wait for most things.
Jess says 2 weeks, that's exceptions. It? Yeah. My doctor, it's about a 2-week lead time if you want an appointment, usually. It varies. It's usually a little quicker than that during the school year. But, yeah. Now, my appointment, I am hoping for a referral to a specialist. And that, the type of specialist I'm going to, they probably have a wait time of about a year. But while I'm waiting, I am not paying for it. I do not have to save up money for it. It is just a thing. So like if you add, like if this was going to cost me thousands of dollars, I probably wouldn't even do it. It's like, it's not a big thing. So like, I don't know. I feel like I'm willing to suffer through the wait times for not having to die of not getting adequate care. Like, how many people die on the wait list? Okay. How many people die before they even get on the wait list in the States because they couldn't afford to get on the wait list? Lots. About 100,000 a year, apparently. It's quantifiable. Healthcare.
Bonbon says, if I want to visit my GP, it's usually 3 to 7 business days, but if I want a specialist, it's easily up to 2 years. Yep, and realistically, it's the same here when you count front loading. So, like for Saki's bottom surgery, technically, it's going to be 6 months for us to see the specialist, which is finally happening next month, and then we'll have another amount of time that we have to wait for her to actually go and get the surgery, and it's still going to be 2 surgeries after that point. But that's, like you mentioned before, that's not counting the time that we had to wait for her to be on this specific kind of insurance that specifically had gender affirming care built in.
Yeah. Because in Canada, you just go to the doctor. You don't have to worry about what kind of insurance you have. Now, it's not perfect. Like, if I get prescribed something, there is a good chance that I will not take that thing because it will cost me money. Mm-hmm. And we don't have a lot of that right now. But, I mean, at least I will have the prescription so that should I have money later, I can take it. Because, again, like I said, this is not... It's not like life-threatening. It's mental health stuff. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, that could be life-threatening. It is not in my case. But
It's not life-threatening, Kerpow.
Have you heard of Bud Dwyer? Oh, God. Although I guess the reference that the kids will get nowadays is Perez Hilton. Now that I've brought the stream down, let's continue reading the article. Healthcare costs have been rising faster than inflation, and a staggering share of that spending is consumed by administrative middlemen, soaring drug prices, and emergency care for conditions that should have been treated earlier for less. So yeah, that's the pre-waiting. I didn't go to the doctor because I can't afford to go to the doctor. Oh shit, now I need to go to the doctor. And it's going to cost more money than it would have to take care of it in advance. Oh, and speaking of administrative middleman, did you hear that Luigi pleaded guilty?
I saw that he pleaded guilty, but only after the murder charges got dropped.
Yes, death sentence is off the table. But did you see his quote from the little speech he gave while pleading?
No, I didn't actually. It's not been in most of the news coverage.
So he was like, yeah, I know that what I did was wrong. Like, yes, I planned on doing this. Yes, I knew that it was wrong. But you know what? I did it, and then I got a response within an hour. That's far better than any response I've ever gotten from insurance before.
Oh my fucking God.
So, like, dude's a legend. Not advocating for what he did, but dude's a legend.
Pop off, queen.
Oh, good Lord. So Medicare for All strips out all of those sources of waste while providing everyone with health care, saving over $1 trillion and 114,000 lives a year.
Wingcaster is saying, so what you're saying is violence is the answer. I will state my stance on political violence once more for the stream. And I will always be comfortable stating it. Everyone on the planet is for political violence. They simply have a different area where they draw the line. Mm-hmm. Do you like the military? You're for political violence. Do you like the police force? You're for political violence.
Mm-hmm. Do you say the words founding fathers with a tone of reverence? You are for political violence. What do you think the American Revolution was?
All I'm saying is, as the founding fathers intended, is a great thing to say before shooting your gun or literally any other action.
Oh, now my headcanon is that's what the guy who shot Charlie Kirk said right before he pulled the trigger.
As the founding fathers intended, blam.
Because that's what Charlie Kirk would have said if it wasn't him dead.
Look, all I'm saying is Charlie Kirk wasn't that great of a person. He would never stick his neck out for anybody.
Cyrus, I saw an ad for one of those necklaces. It's like a pearl necklace that had like the red beads off the side to make it look like you're bleeding out your neck. And I saw it was being advertised as a Kirkless. It was the best ad I have ever seen. Jasta says, counting or not counting gang violence? I get that reference. So would Charlie, but he's not around to enjoy it.
Remember, we're
Twitch, we are not advocating anything.
We are honoring him, actually, because we're acting the same way that he would act in a similar situation. And has acted in similar situations. And did act.
We both explicitly said that we don't condone these things. Right, Cyrus?
I said that everybody condones political violence.
Yes, and then you clarified, and it was very obviously not the Charlie Kirk stuff.
But I did
Thank you for the Hydrate Conton 83.
I didn't say where my line is.
And we will not be saying where our lines are.
Twitch can't work off a guess.
Hey, Luigi. Anyway. Fuck this fucking hat. Jas is out of points. I'm taking it off. Oh.
Oh my?
Sorry, it was... Fuck you, Anselin. God damn it. Motherfucker.
This is what you get for doing a me.
The hats are my uwu. Okay, to be fair though, this one is a sensory nightmare, and it's also very hot in my office right now, and it's not exactly a cool hat.
But fezzes are cool.
It's not a fez. It's a toque.
It's a fuzz.
It's a toque.
Are you a fool of a toque?
Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity. Gandalf was mean.
Reminds me, I need to find the new printing of Sauron that just came out, because the Hobbit set came out, and I got my Smaug, but I have not gotten my new printing of Sauron.
Someone in my comments in my split videos, when we were talking about Mamdani another time, was like, "Are you calling him Sauron Mamdani?" And I kind of like
all I'm saying is flock cameras are a Palantir.
Okay, back to the story. So the model identified 5 major sources of savings: lower pharmaceutical prices, Medicare-level payments to providers, reduced administrative overhead, less fraudulent billing, and fewer avoidable emergency department visits and hospitalizations. Even under conservative estimates, they'd still save $663 billion a year. Both figures account for an estimated $304 billion in additional spending to meet the unmet medical needs, reimburse care that now goes unpaid, and provide universal dental coverage. So, yeah, I want universal dental coverage. That's not a thing that we have. I have to pay for my dental still.
I'm still pissed.
Fennec says that you owe him
teeth are considered
something.
Luxury bones.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean,
Fennec, God fucking damn it! Eat shit! Oh, whoa.
That's what you get for making fun of me getting upset about the hats.
You made the decision of putting the hat thing in there.
You made the decision to put the uwu thing in there. And then you upped the price and they still do it.
They begged for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just weak.
No argument from me. So the study builds on findings Galvani, co-author Megan Fitzpatrick, and other colleagues published in The Lancet in 2020. That's the one that I've been referring to, which projected that universal health care would save $450 billion and more than 68,000 lives annually. Apparently, lives are under inflation as well.
Yay!
So, larger estimate in the new study reflects ballooning health expenditures, a widening gap between commercial and Medicare payment rates, and new estimates on recent policy changes in the underinsured. So yeah, actually inflation has been affecting the lives thing because people have less money, or their money their spending power is less, and their wages aren't going up by an equivalent amount. So they have less money to be like, oh, there's a weird pain in my body that I should probably investigate with the doctor, but I can't afford that, so I'm not going to. So when you take that out of the equation, and also if you investigate it when it first is a little pain, then maybe it's fixable for cheap. Their spending analysis also does not account for transition costs, administrative job losses, or how providers might respond to Medicare payment rates. So here's my thing. Like, I saw the administrative job losses, and I'm like, if you guys instituted a healthcare system similar to what Canada has, a lot of insurance jobs would be lost. I don't think
What?
I don't think keeping people employed at a evil corporation that kills people is a good argument against universal health care. Maybe we shouldn't have people who decide that you die because you disagree with the doctor about what treatment is needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like those administrative jobs can be lost. Yeah, sucks for those people, but at least they'll have healthcare.
Like, it's like saying if you... Man, I know that the insurance industry is not a person-killing meat grinder. But
You
it's
sure
like
about that?
it's like saying that we can't dismantle the person-killing meat grinder. What about all of the jobs we're losing from the person-killing meat grinder?
I feel like they are a person-killing meat grinder, though. Because they literally make their money off of denying claims. That is how they make profit.
Look, the analogy may be a little more apt than I originally intended, but we're still here, and it makes sense, and... Okay, cool.
It's not even a fucking analogy, man. It's just what it is. Like, it's not a literal meat grinder, but it's basically a literal meat grinder.
I could use a little meat grinder. What?
Oh. I don't have Grinder on my phone, but it would be really funny if the Grinder sound went off right now. Because my phone is connected to the computer, so you guys have been hearing all my notifications. I think.
I've heard stories of trans women that go onto Grinder because everybody's a fucking asshole on like regular dating apps, and yet on Grinder people aren't as much. I don't know though. Somebody's probably got stories.
I don't know. When I was doing my exploration about my own sexuality, my partner and I tried Grinder for a little while, and then we're like, too much effort. Let's just go to a swingers club. And that was way easier.
Yeah.
So everybody knows what you're there for when you're, like, literally you have to be not enclosed to be in the room.
I mean... So I haven't been to a swingers club. I've been to swingers party. So people actually are enclosed all the time at swingers party until you go into one of the rooms.
The swingers club has like here's the dancing to music thing. You don't have to wear clothes in there, but you can if you want to. But if you want to go in this room over here, the clothes need to come off. You can't just go and be a creep. Although they do have setups there that if that is your thing, there are other people who being creeped on is their thing, and you guys can like work that out.
And this room has holes and binoculars for reasons.
Yeah, actually. Maybe not the binoculars, but like there were private rooms that you can go to, but you can open the top of the door so that you can say like, yeah, I want to do stuff by myself in here, but you are welcome to watch. So, yeah. Interesting place. And that was the end of the story. Fennec says, I don't kink shame, I do kink ask why. It was exploratory, Fennec.
Windcaster says, and there's holes in the walls so the guys can see. This has been a wild story.
It's actually funny. When we were there was this little old man who was making his way around to everyone. Everyone got a turn with the little old man. It's like, you know what? Good for him. I hope I'm still that enthusiastic when I'm his age. Duct Tape Jake says, sometimes I realize that I am very sexually boring. Okay, so I am this weird thing where, like, I am actually kind of sexually boring. But I'm also, like, I will try pretty much anything. But then the stuff that we end up sticking with is just like, yeah, no, this is boring stuff. But I'm also kind of naive in some ways. Like, you can go watch my Donald James Parker video from a couple months ago. I spend the entire time calling these old ladies that really want to fuck Donald James Parker cougars, only to be lambasted in the comment section with people being like, hey, you know cougar is when an older lady is after a younger man, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I thought a cougar was just a sexy old lady who likes sex. That's what I thought a cougar was. Like,
Nope. It because a cougar looks for a cub.
yeah, no, I did not put that together. I
Well, there
I
are
was just
certainly
thinking
some
a
things
cougar is an older lady who is on the prowl.
Well, there are certainly things that cougars put together. They are called tits.
I actually had one of the comments was like, "You're a fucking misogynist because you called them cougars," and like, I could see that from an angle of like that's a derogatory way to refer to women.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of is. But the angle that they took was you're actually playing into Donald James Parker's power fantasy by calling them cougars, by making it look like he's young and virile. And that is what's misogynistic about that. And like, my dude, I would be willing to sit down and have a discussion with you about my use of the word cougars and whether or not that was appropriate. I could see an argument either way of that. But like, this ain't it. This was just me not understanding what the word meant. Like, me being an idiot is not the same as me being a misogynist.
Is like that one person that decided to call me just an evil racist because I used a word in a very specific way that had no racial implications. But okay.
I have a video where I used a slur that I didn't know was a slur because it's a slur from across the pond. So that's fun. Anyway, that video is still up, but I think I pinned a comment being like, sorry about the slur. I didn't know it was a slur. I won't say it again.
A little misogyny as a treat.
Okay, shall we do some tweets? Because we got some
Sure.
tweets tonight. We got some
We
tweets.
can do some tweets.
We got some tweets. Apparently we're starting at number 10 of 15. Frank Turek says, raising kids with good values is not the same as raising kids who love Jesus. I agree, Frank. I heartily agree.
You know, he sometimes broken clocks, man.
Yeah. Like, I'd actually argue that raising kids who love Jesus is counterproductive when trying to raise kids with good values. It's like the video I'm scripting right now. Talk a lot about how there's a bunch of LGBTQ kids that are homeless because Christians suck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's in response to Mike Winger being like, huh, but Muslims, like, do violence sometimes, though. They beat up their family member. Like, this guy I know got beat up because he was a Muslim and he converted to Christianity. So his family beat him up. Like, okay, here's a news article about a family that beat up their LGBTQ kid and then kicked him out of the house. What's your point?
For everyone you pull up, we'll pull up one.
Like, what's your point there, Mike? Also, I have an actual news article with, like, names and shit. Mike's like, I know a guy. It's a totally true story. Also,
Totally happened.
I was actually willing to believe the story until he got to the point where it's like, and then his brother, like, talked to him privately and was like, yeah, no, I actually really like the Jesus stuff too, but I can't say it publicly. Like, up until that moment, I was willing to accept the story at face value. As soon as he did that, I'm just like, oh no, this is an and everybody clapped moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Once you get to a certain level of like, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened, I just kind of go, all right, tuning out.
and it's like, I'm not saying Mike is lying. It's not entirely impossible for something like that to have happened, but I don't trust Mike. And I have counterexamples. So fuck you.
Eat shit and die.
Wendell says, people say they would believe it if God made himself more obvious. The Christian claim is that he already has, and yet they still find reasons to look away. So he's kind of missing the point. Like, the way things are now, he is not obvious. We would believe if he made himself more obvious. Wendell's response is, but the things the way they are now, I think it should be good enough.
Yeah, but we don't. And if God is omniscient, like I'll just do the fucking Dillahunty quote. If God's actually omniscient, then he knows what it would take to convert me, and he's choosing not to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Westford says, believing in evolution lowers your testosterone.
What? That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
That's why I still have all my hair.
I am balding.
Are you a creationist? You must be.
I was.
You must be. Well,
Like,
I was
once upon a
too,
time
but I still
was.
have all my hair. And we all know that more testosterone makes your hair go away.
It does. And kind of would prefer mine not going away, but I don't think gender affirming hair counts for me.
I like my hair where it's at. It's turning gray now. Like, you can't really see it on this camera because this freaking light. Well, no, it's not the light. I'm using my bad webcam because my good webcam is not playing nice right now. But, yeah, no, my hair is going white a little quicker than I would like. But I do think I'll be a nice looking salt and pepper daddy.
Jeff Keith, thank you for redeeming your points, friend. You fucking degenerate.
Duct Tape Jake says gray is much cooler than not existing. That's debatable, but I agree. I am actually looking forward to having the salt and pepper. I just wasn't quite ready for it yet.
Raka, thank you for redeeming your points for an wall. You're on the right side of history. Congratulations.
Thank you for the hat. Conton 83. Let's do Gary. Gary lets my head breathe. Oh, I can feel the air. Yes. Mr. Westford again says, why do atheists even talk if they don't think anything has meaning? Why are they trying to prove a point that nothing has meaning? It's so redundant and low IQ and ignorant, and it grinds my brain. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful grinding your brain. There's clearly not much there.
Most atheists aren't actually nihilists.
Yeah, like, atheism does not automatically mean that nothing has meaning. It does mean that there's no eternal meaning. But, like, having meaningful moments with my family has meaning for me. But this speaks to the Christian lack of understanding of how value works. It's like, if you live forever, then each moment that you are living means nothing because you have an infinite number of moments. Oh, shit. Like, if you don't live in the moment, you're going to miss out on things. But it's okay, I have an infinite number of moments, so I can do this again sometime.
It's okay, we've all seen The Good Place.
Yeah. But, we have a limited number of moments, so each one is incredibly valuable because they won't be here forever. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Terran Ambassador says, admit it, Cirrus, you like doing redeems. No, there's a reason that I had them turned off for so fucking long! That wasn't an accident!
Okay, next one's a two-parter, and it's a philosophical question that I actually rather liked.
Okay.
So, Zach Wienersmith, he does I think this is the Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal guy. He does that comic. Mm-hmm. Says, I have this idea I call the C-3PO test, which I haven't seen anywhere. Scenario, C-3PO exists. Although he is a machine, he easily passes any known test of consciousness or personhood that doesn't include knowing in advance that he is a machine. He is capable of suffering and sadness. One day, C-3PO tells you he loves art. He also looked at a great deal of art and would suffer greatly due to not being allowed to make art. Is it ethical to forbid him from making art?
So, I know what this is trying to do.
I mean, this was like a 6-post thread. I just took the two that are the main question. So, yeah, it is explicitly supposed to be an analogy for AI to get people to think of it from a different perspective.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about AI art. The difference is C3PO is not a P zombie. AI is a P zombie. Like the way
Correct.
AI functions, it is a thing that responds to stimuli, but it doesn't have an internal process. C3PO has an internal thought process. C3PO has sapience.
Yeah.
These are different characters. Like Data doing art in Star Trek doesn't make me feel weird because I know
I
Data's a fucking person.
I actually think Data would have been a better example for this, because Data, like that was a whole storyline of one of the episodes, is that Data was having trouble doing art. Everything he did ended up being derivative because he couldn't come up with original stuff for himself. He was always copying other people. So I think that actually would have worked better for the example, because they also established in Star Trek that, yes, Data is a person. He has personhood. And
And
yet,
he's also fully functional.
of course. But yeah, so I had two answers to this. My first answer was the in-universe answer. He's C-3PO. It is well established that droids do not have rights in Star Wars. We can do whatever the fuck we want, including blocking his brain from doing something, even if it causes him suffering. Doesn't matter. Just a
reason
droid.
droids don't have rights in Star Wars is because of the droid uprising. Like there was a
Okay,
there was a time where they had more.
I don't know all the lore. I've only seen the movies and read
Have
the
you
Han
seen-
Solo trilogy.
Have you seen the Ninth Jedi yet?
The Ninth Jedi, no. Is that
It's the Star Wars anime that just concluded.
there's
And
a Star Wars? I didn't even know there was a Star Wars anime.
It just finished its first season and it was so fucking good. It has one of the best portrayals of Jedi goes to the dark side and goes completely fucking apeshit. Like, I know that the prequel trilogy has a lot of issues, and so like Nightfall Anakin is already not going to be the best portrayal of this in general, but like it does things like showing you character POV of somebody seeing the unhinged Jedi rushing them at the speed the Force lets them go before dying. You're like, oh no, these people are fucking terrifying if they get a chance.
Yeah, no, I had not even heard of that. But yeah, no. So my whatever in-universe droids have no rights. That was my point there. It was just a joke answer. So fuck you for trying to bring up lore and from the expanded universe and whatnot.
Dorito says it was made in the West. There's no Star Wars in it. It was made by Studio IG, you dipshit. They're the Attack on Titan people. That's 100%.
Oh,
Japanese.
so it's fascist.
That's the author, not the studio.
Are they gone? Are the weebs gone?
No, no, they're not.
They're our entire audience. We can't make them go away. Okay, Fennec sent a link and insisted that it's stream safe. Eyeball C-3PO. I know you've all been wondering what C-3PO would look like with human eyes, so I've sorted that for you.
I was never wondering that. In fact, I believe the universe is better without it.
Okay, sure. Why not? You can't even see it because of your stupid AI filter. Probably made his face into an actual human face.
I mean, I can see it. It's just horrifying.
Okay. But yeah, so my real answer was that there is a qualitative difference between an AI that only makes art in response to a human prompting it to make art, and it does that art by rejiggering art that it already has seen, versus C3, like basically what you said. C3PO is a sapient and sentient creature who has emotions, has feelings, and like at that point, it becomes the same as human art, because all human art is derivative. Every human artist is using styles and techniques and like they have inspirations from things that already exist. Like nobody is truly creating anything new. Like, not 100% new. It's all based on previous things. So, at the point that C-3PO is at, it's indistinguishable from human art, I would think.
I know. I get the point of the hypothetical. It's just the hypothetical, like I said, it doesn't work.
I know.
It doesn't work because the people involved are not. They don't actually operate as stand-ins for what he's trying to make them stand in for.
I still think it was a neat way to think about it.
It is. It certainly is.
It's also worth mentioning that this guy is an artist, so it's not like he is pro AI art stealing his shit. But like this is kind of his shtick on Blue Sky, is he just like posts semi-contentious questions. Duct Tape Jake says all C-3PO paints are anime waifus.
All C-3PO what's?
Paints. The only art that he makes is just anime waifus.
Oh.
Against Atheism says, atheists don't rage against the Tooth Fairy, atheists don't rage against Santa, atheists don't rage against unicorns, only
we rage
God.
against the machine!
Then Gilbert K. Chesterton apparently
hold on.
said, if there were no God, there would be no atheists.
I have to beat the shit out of Jassa real quick. Jassa, did you just correct me on Wit Studio being the people behind Attack on Titan? You know that Wit is a subsidiary of IG! You fuck! Production is it? I know. God damn it. God damn it, Jassa!
Yeah, but like, I mean,
You successfully baited me.
Lucasfilm is a subsidiary of Disney, but we wouldn't say that Star Wars is the same as The Little Mermaid because of it.
But not really.
Princess Leia is officially a Disney princess, though, so...
She is a Disney princess, this is true. Which means we should have Star Wars and Kingdom Hearts 4.
Sure, whatever. I haven't played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. So, anyway, yeah, back to this thing. Atheists don't rage against these things. There's nobody trying to destroy democracy in Santa's name, or the unicorn's name, or the Tooth Fairy's name. But there's plenty of people trying to do it in God's name. So there's more reason for us to rage against God than there is these other things, because the people who believe in God are scary fucking people. Whereas the people who believe in Santa, unicorns, and the Tooth Fairy are children, and it's cute. It's not cute when you're an adult and trying to take other people's rights away. And Sean Helfen says, also, have you seen how terrifying Unicorn is? Yes. As a rhinoceros... my avatar is actually not a rhinoceros unicornist, so I can't make that joke. I'm not actually a unicorn. Get Unicorn Gary, though. Get his merch at merch.vicerhino.com. Oh, you missed it, Cyrus. Well, you were trying to bypass the paywall of that news site. The private window didn't work. I was like, okay, it's probably logged your IP address. So if you use a VPN by going to surfshark.com/rhino...
Oh my god. To be fair,
it might have worked.
Would have worked.
It probably would have worked. Sometimes clearing your cache helps as well. That's not supposed to affect private windows, but whatever. I also like, you were like, I don't know how to do the private window. I immediately with the instructions, like, I mean, I don't know how to do that.
Cyrus is poor. His cache is always clear. Look. How much oil do I need to put on my food for the U.S. to invade?
Not a lot.
All I'm saying is, during the Phyrexian invasion in Magic the Gathering, if for some reason the United States was one of the universe's Beyond sets, they would have immediately gone to Phyrexia and kicked their fucking ass. That planet is made of oil.
Okay, sure. Moving on. Anthony says, if we did this in America, every single Protestant would become Catholic. Every single one. And then there was a video of a creepy priest putting an actual human skull inside a statue of a lady that they think the skull belongs to.
Why would that make us want to be...
I don't know, but the quote tweets were full of Protestants being like, this is the creepiest shit ever. And I'm like, you know what? I agree, Protestants. I agree. That was one of the things when I had my oldest in Italy last year. We went to several places that had relics, and they were kind of freaked out by all these dead people that were in fancy boxes. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? They're just keeping dead people's bones. And then it was probably made worse when I explained to them that like 99% of these bones, they don't fucking know whose bones they are. It's just some random poor person's bones that is now put in a golden box that they've called Saint So-and-so. It's like, if you look into any of the relics' provenance, there's always like hundreds of years of we don't fucking know. And then suddenly this person found a bone and it's in kind of the right area, so sure, that's the right one. It's weird. Catholics are weird. Protestants are weird too. I mean, y'all drink the blood and eat the flesh of your savior.
I mean, look, cannibalism's always on the table. Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, something like that. Bear cat call. So this is the response to the person being like, hey, this guy's campaign ad looks like a KKK cross-burning thing. So he says, screw you, Mason, and your Muslim-loving, American-hating El Sayed. You're a complete idiot with this post. Stop trying to create a lie. You are full of hate. You're just an asshole. I pulled this because I just, like, the lack of the lack of self-awareness at writing this post and including within it the forward sentence, you're full of hate, without like rereading it and being like, oh, looks like I hate Muslims and I hate people that disagree with me. Like, wow. I have no words. And this was also the one where so many people were being like, oh, you say it's KKK? Then it's Democrat. Burn! Because apparently y'all don't learn that they switched sides in the 70s.
Depending on where you are, no.
I don't, like, that's a basic fact. It's just it's a thing that happened. I don't understand why you wouldn't learn about it. You can still say the people that were on the other... Oh, you know why it is? It's because then you lose Lincoln.
Yep.
Lincoln had an R beside his name, and everybody agrees that Lincoln was a good one. Okay, I'm about to click on a YouTube link that comes with a caption, Catholicism is wild.
I wanted to try something a little different today by sharing my love for the macabre delights of the medieval period.
The Middle Ages were magic.
Let's go back to the 13th
So is she Catholic or is she... Oh, the foreskin wedding ring of St. Catherine.
century.
I live not too far away from St. Catherine's.
Okay, we're here.
Speed up, speed up, speed up.
The 13th century saw the rise of the female mystic, women who experienced direct religious visions that were, at times, highly erotic. Gertrude the Great.
Is it are we watching the whole video, or?
I don't know. They just said
Like,
Catholicism is weird.
Yeah, I've learned not to do this. I've learned not to just... Like, I've straight up told my chat,
But
I'm
she
not
said
clicking
lady
shit.
people were having erotic visions. I want to know the erotic visions, Cirrus.
Yeah, I'm perfectly on board with the curiosity. I'm just pointing out, like, I have learned a long time ago that what my audience loves to do is they'll just drop like a fucking 3-hour-long video.
This is only 4 minutes.
No,
It's
no.
4 minutes and I'm watching it at 2 times speed.
I mean, okay, cool. I didn't know that. 'cause
Ray,
I
for
didn't-
instance,
I
described
can't
Jesus Christ
tell.
as a delicate caresser and an ardent lover.
Didn't know that about Jesus.
The mystics went into trances, complete with alleged levitation and stigmata, all while engaging in what they believed to be visions from God. Catherine of Siena, or Saint Catherine to you, was born in the 1300s while the Black Plague ravaged Italy. She was the 23rd of 25 children, half of whom were already dead by the time
Because that's how children worked back then.
she was born.
Children
Catherine had
did work
twin.
back then. I mean, children did work back then. We didn't have labor laws.
Oh my god. Getting my kids to do any fucking... Okay, so we've recently reworked the chores. So the person who is on the dishes is supposed to clean the counters, because once you're done doing the dishes, you clean the counters. It's the last thing you do. Makes sense. The island in the kitchen has not been getting cleaned. So we're like, okay, that's a thing that... thank you for the hydrate, Kanton. That's a thing that they all clearly think I can get away without doing this. It's like, it's close enough to not the dishes that the dishes person... Fuck you, Sean Helfen! I'm trying to tell a story and you guys keep interrupting me with these fucking redeems.
I have also learned that there has never been a point in time where my chat has respected my time. May this curse be on you too!
So yeah, they've been basically like, okay, the island's close enough to the table that the person who has to clean the table, or the person on dishes, feels like they can ignore it and hope that it, like, the person that cleans the table does it. And the person cleaning the table is like, well, that's clearly a counter, so the person on dishes has to do it. So we eventually came out and, like, clarified, and the dishes is a bit of a bigger chore, so we're like, you know what, the person on tables can do the island.
You had to give patch notes?
Yeah.
For what?
Oh, Cyrus, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, Cyrus.
Okay.
2 of my children were camping with a friend this week for a couple days, and the other of my children was home and on dishes. And my God, Cyrus, they did not touch a single dish that was on that island. Like, they're cutting boards, knives, covered in food and stuff. Like, it's that, like, that's just part of the job. And they didn't touch it because it's on the island, and the island is the table person's thing. And the table person's not here, so it's just going to stay dirty forever.
Yay.
So I had to have a conversation with my children. We had like, you are on dishes. If dishes are on the island, they are still dishes. Sure. Should dishes be left on the island after you're done using them? No. But you know what? We got 7 fucking people in this house. It's not going to be clean all the time. Just do the fucking dishes.
Just do the chore, forehead.
Just fucking do it. Oh, especially when he wasn't even here. Okay, what was this chick
Giovanna,
talking
who
about?
also died. The Middle Ages. What are you going to do?
Dead kids.
From a very young age, Catherine played
Dead kids. That's what got me talking about my kids.
him to have ecstatic visions of Jesus, to whom she vowed her
That's
chastity. When her family
morbid.
attempted to have her married, she cut off all her hair and sealed herself off from any human contact until
So she didn't want to get married.
her parents finally relented and let her stay single. By the time she was 19, she had visions of her being in a mystical marriage with Jesus himself at a ceremony witnessed by the Virgin Mary, the approving mother of the groom. Sometimes
I got banged by Jesus, so I can't get banged by an actual man. Nobody can compare to
It's
Christ.
the Virgin Mary excuse.
Jesus, I need you inside me so bad.
sometimes Christian art depicts her as marrying adult Jesus, and sometimes baby Jesus.
Nope.
Instead of the usual golden ring
Nope.
that
Nope.
Hollywood
Take.
Nope,
Nope.
no,
All
no.
those jokes are good. Nope. No. No. Bad.
the bride, Jesus slid his foreskin around her finger, which Catherine claimed she could see for the remainder of her life. Looks like we made
Oh
it.
my fucking god.
Yeah. I mean, is that more or less weird than the rings of Saturn are Jesus' foreskin? I honestly don't know which one is weirder. But yes, Catholics be weird. If you're unfamiliar with that one, the rings of Saturn are Jesus' foreskin. That's just the way it is.
It's just what it is. It's just what it is.
Fennec says I can go find the demonic verse video. I will not be clicking any more links, Fennec. We're here for tweets.
Apparently, we're here for Jesus' foreskin.
We're here for 2 things. Tweets and Jesus' foreskin. We're all out of
And
tweets.
we're all out of Jesus' foreskin.
No, we're not all out of tweets. We still got a bunch more.
Oh, right. I forgot. He can multiply the foreskin like fish and bread.
Tasha says, somehow, Rhino, you have ruined the rings of Saturn for me. You're welcome. Yeah, no, that was actually like it's never been official doctrine, but that was a Catholic astronomer. I forget, it was like the 1700s or something. He like basically was like, okay, well the Saturn was the only planet they could see rings around, so he was like, okay, well the Holy Prepuce, which is the foreskin of Jesus, which the Catholic Church has like 7 of. So go back to like the relics are most likely random people that we don't know who the fuck they are. You have 7 Jesus foreskins. Whose baby foreskins do they have on display all over the world? But one of the hypotheses was that when Jesus was circumcised, his holy prepuce ascended into the heavens and became the rings of Saturn. So
And why am I not a Christian anymore? This shit is wild. I wish I could still pay attention to it.
just remember, I did bring up the cannibalism earlier. Catholics also make that one weirder because they think that the wine and the bread literally transform into the flesh and blood of Jesus when you eat it. Actually, no. It happens when the priest blesses it. But I forget what it's called, but the transubstantiation is what the transformation is called. But there's another thing that I'm forgetting that it turns into the literal flesh and blood, but it still tastes like wine because it's when the priest blesses it is when it does the transfiguration, but it still tastes like bread or like crackers and wine.
Hello?
Balthazar for $2 says, "The mole the merrier." Which the mole is the Mohel. I don't know how to say it, but it's the Jewish guy that does the circumcisions.
I don't need any more of this.
Pretty sure that's the one. I'm going to give you more because I'm pretty sure that's the guy that they got into some trouble with this because one of the traditional ways of removing the foreskin was for the person performing the circumcision to suck it off with his mouth. And they had to stop that because they were spreading herpes to babies. So that's fun.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. You are correct. I agree wholeheartedly with that sentiment. Moyle is how it's pronounced, according to Balthazar. Dale Partridge, speaking of making things worse, says, imagine telling George Washington America is being ruled by liberal women, black felons, pagan foreigners, Christ-rejecting Jews, and homosexuals. First
Are
off,
they British?
Okay, first off, the felon in charge of the country ain't black. But he's literally a felon. Literally, the president of the United States is a felon. But and that's why he's got to specify it's the black felons. I mean, I would say this is him going full mask off, but it's fucking Dale Partridge. Has he ever had the mask on?
Not since I've been covering him.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're just fucking racist. Racist pieces of shit is what these people are. Like, here's the thing, though. Like, imagine telling George Washington this. I don't fucking care. George Washington raped his slaves. I don't care what he thinks. Did he do some stuff that was historically significant? Yeah. He also owned slaves whom he raped sometimes. So, fuck that guy. I don't care what he thinks.
Terrence says no mask, but he's
Wait, no,
probably
I might
worn a hood plenty
I
of
might be
times.
thinking of Thomas Jefferson with the raping thing. Washington owned slaves, so still fuck that guy.
Jefferson married one of his slaves, if memory serves.
Yeah. But when it's your slave, that is effectively just
Yeah.
rape. Oh, Fenwick is... Okay, Fenwick... George Washington stole the teeth from his slaves to make dentures. Yeah,
Yep.
That's right. I mean, he paid them, technically. Probably a pittance. And also didn't give them a choice. Megan Kelly says, this is with regards to John Ossoff making his Trump would rather sleep and fly around with and travel around with Natalie, which I guess Natalie is his the lady that follows him around with the printer to print out news articles about how great he is. because he's an old man and can't do screens somehow, despite being on his knockoff Twitter all the time.
Not knockoff Twitter, it's Truth Social. It's Truth. It's what it is. It's not knockoff, it's new. He's never knocked off anything. He's a brilliant man, Rhino, and he has many original ideas.
Anyway, Megyn Kelly is clutching her pearls and saying Ossoff was clearly implying that Trump is having an affair with his staffer. He was so determined to disparage Trump, he didn't give one thought, or worse, to how this would affect Natalie forever. Don't let the Democrats tell you they are for women. It's a lie.
I mean,
excuse me, do you know?
Say he's probably fucked Laura Loomer.
I saw a fake tweet from Laura Loomer that was very amusing, and I can't remember the wording of, but it was basically like, they didn't complain when I was fucking him, or something like that. I don't know. It was very funny, but it was also very fake. But also, like, does she know who Trump is?
Probably not.
Like, did she remember the grab him by the pussy line? Does she know that he was found civilly liable for rape? He cheated on every single one of his wives?
But remember, when you're a celebrity, everybody lets you do it.
Yeah, like, I don't care that John Ossoff may have alluded to the possibility of Trump having an affair with one of his staffers, when the guy that he's talking about is Trump, who actively tries to make women's lives harder. So, like, yeah, no. Maybe he could have been more tactful, but don't fucking clutch your pearls about this now, lady. Like, just fuck off with this bullshit. Oh yeah, I mentioned this last.
Hi, Rhino.
I mentioned this last stream. I think it was last week, maybe the week before that. I don't remember, but I mentioned this at some point. I was like, I can't find the fan art, but there's the fan. It's not fan art. I paid for this. Yeah, there's me as the Catholic creepy little girl.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's great.
I still think it's
I
creepy
think
as fuck.
it's fantastic.
I think it's creepy as fuck. Okay, Ruth E. Girl E. She retweeted Lex, who said, there's a certain group of people so ontologically evil. So this is in quotation marks. There's a certain group of people so ontologically evil we must suspend universal rights and bypass all laws to kill them. And that statement is the fundamental logic of fascism, and it's terrifying how eager people are to replicate it when presented with the right targets. Ruth E. Girl E. responded, leftists are constantly doing two things. One, support child predators. Which party did the child predator that you were talking about earlier tonight belong to?
The Epstein class is currently a Republican guy.
Yeah. How many child predators are in the Republican Party? Like, there's that graphic that's got pictures of all their faces of people that have been credibly accused of stuff like that. It's all Republicans. Like, I'm not going to run defense for the Democrats, but this is a problem they don't seem to have. They've got a lot of problems, but this one doesn't seem to be as systemic as it does with the Republicans. And then two, make everything that is normal, healthy, orderly, and good fascist coded. So in this case, what she's calling normal, healthy, orderly, and good is taking rights away from people by, like, as a group so that you can kill them. Stripping people of their human rights because you don't think they deserve them. And then she ends that with, you're just making fascism look good. That's all you're doing. So yeah, Ruth is a fascist.
Apparently so.
And then I have one more from Ruth, but this is kind of unrelated. When I was scrolling through her profile just to get a feel for what kind of person she is, I came across this one. My most controversial take, absolutely not your most controversial take here, is that one of the my controversial take is that of the homemade breads, sourdough is vastly overrated. It's barely good. There's so many other breads I'd rather make than frickin' sourdough.
I mean, the reason that sourdough is so popular is because of the sourdough starter. Like, having a forever sourdough starter is like one of those things that is universally held and loved by people who have that as one of their hobbies.
So I'm going to say I pulled this one because I have recently become a bit of a bread pervert.
So you fuck bread?
I mean, it's nice and warm and squishy. With just a little bit of crustiness on the outside.
Do you put your dick in the sourdough starter?
No, I don't put my dick in the sourdough starter. No. It's
Why don't you?
because I have 5 kids to feed and it's fucking expensive, and making your own
it's
bread.
fucking bread, obviously.
Making your own bread is actually not that hard, and the bread that you make is so much better than the stuff you buy at the store, and it's cheaper. So it's like, you know what? I got 5 kids. They all like bread, so I will make bread. So I've started making bread, and I actually kind of agree with this, because the bread that I make, it's the 4 ingredient stuff. You got your flour, you got your yeast, you got your salt, you got your water. Bake it for half an hour, and you have amazing fresh bread that is way better than the store-bought shit. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves it. It's impossible to screw up. I have fucked up the recipe so many times, and it still comes out like the worst bread I have made is still pretty good. And also, I kind of agree with her and fuck sourdough, because the starters are too much effort. I am not keeping an organism alive on my counter so that I can make bread. Yes, I realize that's what yeast is, but yeast, you just like fucking put it in the fridge and then buy it when you run out.
Like I said, the sourdough starter is the thing that people love about it.
Yep.
More than anything.
And I am not going to fuss with that. So fuck you and your sourdough starter. I will eat your sourdough. I will not make my own sourdough.
I don't make bread.
That was the royal you. It wasn't specifically you. But also when my stepmother was trying to talk to me about how easy it is to keep a sourdough, because I'm just like, that's enough. Like, I've got 5 kids. I don't want to have to worry about keeping the sourdough starter alive. And then when she was trying to talk to me about how easy it is to maintain and keep and everything like that, she ended up telling a story of the time when the sourdough starter exploded in their kitchen because they didn't split it or whatever when she was a kid. And I'm just like, yeah, no. I
don't want to have a grenade?
I have a jar of yeast. If I forget about the jar of yeast, it just stays a jar of yeast forever. It might die and won't work as yeast anymore, but it's not going to explode a mess all over my kitchen if I forget about it. So I am good, thank you very much. You have affirmed my choice to make the easy 4 ingredient bread that is not the best bread you've ever had in the world, but it's better than the cheap loaves, and it's super easy.
Now I kind of want to make a grilled cheese with homemade bread.
Oh, yeah, we could do grilled cheese with it. That would be good. I'm going to do that.
My only problem is I just finished the red curry.
I have half a loaf that is from yesterday, so like I think frying it with some cheese is a good option. So yeah. Good idea, sirs. Thank you for that. Okay, this was a comment.
I can't read that fucking shit.
I don't know. I don't know why it's so small. There, let's zoom in. So this was a comment on the segment where we were talking about 1 million moms being pro AIDS. So this person says HIV can only affect gay people, which is why it was called grids before it didn't become politically correct to call it what it is. I didn't know that people still believe that.
Nope, there are still people who do.
That is wild to me. Like, how do they think it works that it can only affect gay people? Like, what mechanism would that even be possible by? Like, even if it's just like, oh, it only transmits through anal sex. Lots of straight people have anal sex.
Yeah.
It's a whole tab on Pornhub.
Hey, thanks for reminding me what tab on... Well, I can't use Pornhub, but I guess X videos I should go on.
Yeah, I don't know. Why can't you use
I have to have
Pornhub?
a VPN to use. I have to have a VPN to use Pornhub. It's banned in Georgia.
Okay. Surfshark.com/Rhino. Get extra 4 months for free, which they keep telling me to say it's a limited time offer, but it has been a continuous offer for years now, so I don't know how limited it is. Anyway, they do not think straight people have anal sex. Well, I got some news for you. Butt sex is a homosexual act. Nope.
All I am going to say, so long as you don't do the old switcheroo, it's a very fun experience. But if you do the old switcheroo, that's a yeast infection. Speaking of bread.
Oh. When you said the old switcheroo, I was like, so pegging? Like, because that could be fun too. But you were talking about going ass to vagina.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw them do that in the porn. Don't do it. Just don't. Just don't.
Yeah,
you know how many enemas the porn stars have to do that? No, it's bad. Don't do it.
Uh-huh.
Although, speaking of that kind of yeast infection, how much do you want to bet that that billionaire who's obsessed with his girlfriend's vaginal microbiome, how much do you want to bet he has made bread with her yeast infection at some point?
Oh, 110%.
That's
110% that has happened.
let's start odds for that on Kelshi. How does that work?
Guys, let's go to Polymarket real quick.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good. I feel like there's a good chance that he comes out and says that he made bread with it at some point. Although the thing that I could see stopping that is him not wanting to admit that she has ever had a yeast infection.
I'm just here to let you know that my girlfriend's microbiome is fantastic.
Jassa, do you not know about this person? I think it's Brian Thompson, Brian Taylor, something like that. Some generic white guy name. Have you not heard of this guy? He like posts on Twitter about how his girlfriend's vaginal microbiome is in the top 1% of all women, and he's like doing this.
Oh my god, he treats it like a rattata. My rattata's in the top percentile of rattatas.
Yeah, but he also started a thing where he's got her on this schedule where they're trying to. He's like analyzing her vaginal fluids for every spot of her menstrual cycle. So she has this rigid schedule she has to follow that includes taking swabs and stuff every day, and it sounds like a nightmare. And oh my god, it is wild. This guy is wild. I can't believe that she is willingly his girlfriend. Except he is a billionaire, so
so you can
it's a matter of how much are you willing to tolerate for access to the money. Yeah, Jassa says, how is this worth it to her? I don't fucking know. I am so confused as to how he found someone that was actually willing to participate in this.
Could easily be one of those things where she found out about that after the fact, and by that point it was already too late.
It's never too late to say no to that bullshit.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
Just saying. Anyway, that's it for tweets.
That's it for tweets.
Oh, why'd you make me end on the vaginal microbiome guy?
You see,
Fennec
I thought it would be funny.
Fennec has brought up his the post. Let's.
Can we make this post a copy pasta?
This is her vaginal microbiome report. 100 out of 100 score. Top 1% of all vaginas. Her sample is dominated by the single most protective bacterial species a vagina can host, Lactobacillus crispatus. Only about 25 to 30% of reproductive age women globally are L whatever dominant, and dominant usually means above 50%. Kate is at 98.7%. The lab found nothing bad to report. No Gardnerella, Candida, STIs, opportunistic pathogens, aerobic vaginitis markers, etc. This is linked to lower risk of BV, UTIs, yeast infections, HPV persistence, HSV2, and HIV acquisition, preterm birth, blah, 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 whatever. A vaginal microbiome is downstream of everything else. Sleep, glucose control, stress, gut health, and sexual health, immune function, whatever. And then shows the microbiome summary score. And then...
Is it so everybody knows his girlfriend's pussy now? Yep.
And then Kate, that's his girlfriend, says, "Hi everyone, Kate here. I know this seems unhinged, you think? But oral sex isn't talked about enough. This isn't a post about oral sex. This is a post about your vaginal microbiome."
Yeah, this is a bit different than that thing you're mentioning.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a response. He started with, "Just gave Kate oral sex. Good night, everyone." With like, okay, good for you. It's like, I also like it when girls sit on face. But I don't post about it.
I do.
I mean, I did just talk about it on stream too. How many people I got? 128 people between both platforms. So all of you now know that I like Girl Sit on Face.
I like Girl Sit on Face. Girl Sit on Face good.
Girl Sit on Face very good.
Girl Sit on Face very good.
Anyway, that's the end of the stream. This is how we're ending it. This is how we're ending it. Vaginal microbiome and Girl Sit on Face good. Thanks for joining me. Fuck off, everybody. Maybe I'll find someone to what's it called? Raid? Maybe I won't. I don't know.
What's it called?
I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Bye.
Neither do I.
Fuck off.